So the one of the advantages is because Harvard Medical School is ranked number one in the world. They have this thing called match day. So once you have completed med school and you're like looking for like your the place where you're going to do your residency, everyone obviously has preferences depending on what field they want to get into. So like if you want to get into cancer, the Dana-Farber Institute in like which is affiliated with HMS is the best. But if you want to get into say pediatrics, like you want to go to Johns Hopkins. So because HMS is one of the best med schools in the country and in the probably in the world, you are pretty much guaranteed your top preference for your residency. So that's like a huge advantage because your residency is going to affect your. So you have if you have like a specific field you're interested in, like suppose you want to do pediatrics, then where you do your residency is going to obviously play a role in what kind of a job you get later and like where you're working and how much you're getting paid. So because they have such a good match percentage, you are pretty much guaranteed that you'll go to at least your first or second choice of hospitals for residency. So that just increases your chances of getting paid even more when you start actually working as a doctor. So the thing is, so even for PhD programs, like when I was applying, the caliber of the people coming here for PhDs and MDs is really, really high. So even though I did my master's in immunology from HMS, I did not get into the PhD program. And that's because like the students who are coming here have like, so I asked my program director and he like showed me the profiles of one or two people coming back, and there was like this one person who had 3 years working in an industry. He had his undergrad from I think Yale, and he'd been working in the industry for 3 years. He had 1 year as experience as a research assistant, whereas all the research experience I have is the 1 year that I've done in my master's program. So as far as experience is concerned for getting into a PhD program after a master's, there's no preference. A good job in your PhD rather than just like where you did it from. Like if you go to Harvard and you're there for 8 years and you have no results, no publications, you're still not gonna get a job. And if you go to like say like St. John's University and you have like good publications and good research, you're still gonna get a job. So keep that in mind. It's not just about the name of the college, it's about what you do at the college. It depends on what you want to do. So if I want to stay in academia, I will have to do a postdoc, which is a postdoctoral fellowship, and you don't get paid too much in that. You get paid a little more than say a research assistant 3, which is a pretty you get around say $50,000 a year when you're doing a postdoc, but then you get to start your own lab. You get to become a assistant professor and then a professor in a university, and once you become a professor, you are earning pretty well. Like my professor is pretty well off. He has a really nice house, he has good cars. Like the director of my program has like a bungalow in the suburbs, and he drives an Audi, things like that. But at the beginning it's a bit more, it's a bit of a struggle. And of course you can go into the industry. Again, they may need a postdoc, so you can do a postdoc in an academic lab, or you can do a postdoctoral fellowship in the industry. So for the industry, you need some experience, so that postdoc could also count as some industry experience towards you. So that's one approach that you could take. And obviously, if you work in an industry, you get paid much better than you would at a postdoc. But depending on your position in the company and stuff like that, it can be more or less than what a full professor would make at a university.